5 retired soldiers and civilians now have their names etched in history at the U.S. Army Material Command here in the Valley.
They were inducted into the AMC Hall of Fame at the Redstone Arsenal today. Our Kenesha Dees was at the ceremony. Kenesha, what was it like there?
Well, Mike and Connor, it was a special salute to those who served our country. I spoke with Commanding General Perna, and he says they've all made an impact on his leadership.
So this reflection, this moment in time is powerful.
A crowded house as AMC honors the Hall of Fame class of 2019, each receiving a plaque for their bravery and courage. AMC Commanding General Gustav Perna says he's inspired from them all.
I personally am a better leader and person because of their impact on me.
General Dennis Vaya, although not present, commanded the AMC from 2012 to 2016. General Perna, his successor.
People we're going to recognize today were my personal heroes, right? When I was a younger officer, I served with them all. I served for them.
General Ann Dunwoody, the nation's first female four-star general, was commander for AMC from 2008 to 2012.
She held people accountable, but always treated people right. And she wasn't afraid to break down barriers.
Vincent Fagioli served as AMC Deputy Command Counsel and then Command Counsel from 2007 to 2012, his widow accepting his plaque in his honor. General Perna says the selection was done by a committee from the bottom to the top. Command Sergeant Major Jeffrey Mellinger was one of the Army's last drafted enlistees to serve and served in AMC's command group from 2007 to 2011. And Catherine Condon served as AMC's Executive Deputy to the Commanding General from 2006 to 2009.
Commander, I have the great honor of making the final selection. And so that's where we're at today. But it's about representation of the entire force.
And this was the first Hall of Fame ceremony to take place at the renovated AMC Operations Center. Renovations were completed last year. Putting the Valley first, Kenesha Dees, WZDX News.